Here's something about The Sims you may not know. If you press open or close brackets while using the terrain paint tool, it will cycle through the sizes. If you hold it down, it cycles through all of them indefinitely, and it's kind of fun too. That's how you get amazing builds like these ones. Don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for more tips, tricks, and other fun stuff. Here's something about The Sims you may not know. If you hold Shift-C and click on the roof, you get more building ball options for shaping it. That's how you get beautiful Japanese-inspired builds like this one. Don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for speed builds. Here's something else about The Sims you may not know. If you press the semicolon and apostrophe while using the terrain paint tool, it will cycle through the softness. On some keyboards, press hashtag instead of apostrophe to size down. That's how you get beautiful builds like these ones. Don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for more tips, tricks, and other fun stuff. Here's something else about The Sims you may not know. If you want a roof to only be longer on one side, then hold Shift and simply drag out this little arrow. That's how you get beautiful roofs and builds like these ones. Don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for more tips, tricks, and other fun stuff. Here's something else you may not know about The Sims. Hitting T will give you a bird's eye view. If you want to do this on console, it's by toggling on and off the right arrow in build mode. And that's how you get beautiful builds like these ones. Don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for more tips, tricks, and other fun stuff. Here's something else about The Sims you may not know. If you can't be bothered to window a room, or you just really need some help, then you can do it by selecting the window you want to use, and the colour, and then pressing this button here that says by room. Sometimes it looks a little weird, other times it works just fine, and that's how you window a room really quickly. If you like this, don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for more tips and tricks and other fun stuff. Don't know where to place windows in The Sims? The type of house you're building will dictate the windows, so if you're building a Cape Cod style house, then you probably want shutters and to literally throw them anywhere there's a space on the building. So my advice would be to look up what style of building you want first. But if you're just building a pretty standard house, then there are a few reasons why humans place windows where they do, and it's mostly to do with where the rooms are and the need to show off. For example, the front of the house is the fanciest with the most windows because you can see it from the road and you're trying to make Judith over the road jealous. Hi Judith. So in the living room you want to place your biggest, fanciest, light-letting windows. Upstairs in the bedrooms, the windows are more practical and smaller because you don't want to be woken up by light in the night, but if your bedroom's on the front of the house, then you bet you're going to have all the trimmings on those windows as you did downstairs. Usually the rest of the house is dictated wherever there's a room and smaller on the upper floor. On the back you can have big sliding doors, or this is the place to put a big wall of windows. Bathrooms need tiny windows so no one can see in, but they benefit from natural light because they're so small, but if you're not worried about helicopters, then a skylight is a good choice. Though this is The Sims, and if you want to have a house made entirely of windows, then go ahead. I'll make another one for more modern boxy houses next time, so don't forget to check out the rest of our videos. Here's a quick and easy way to make planters for your houses in The Sims 4. The first thing to do is build a platform, but instead of leaving it, build a half wall around it, which you'll find where you get the normal walls. You can do these at any height, like these, and what you want to do is use these little arrows to raise the platform to just under the wall height. You can then decorate these walls like normal, put a trim on them, use either wood panels or more modern textures. Then in floors you can find muds and grasses. Once you've done that, you can fill in the middle with plants. Now most of them just snap to it, but others you'll need to use the trick I'll link in the pinned comment down below in order to raise them up to this level. And that's how you get beautiful builds like these ones. We'll see you in the next video. Are you bored of this happening every time you want to build a secure prison to keep your Sims in? Sick of this when you're trying to build a secure lab for those experiments? Unsatisfied with unsightly fences when all you want to do is create that secure compound that acts as a facade for the underground lair where you keep Summer Holiday and she slowly starves to death while being forced to knit you 1,000 turtle plushies? Well, don't build it that way. Build it this way, in the opposite direction, because Sims logic. And that's how you get beautiful builds like these ones. For more tips and tricks, we'll see you in the next video. Here's how to build 2 different types of skylights in The Sims 4. A really basic one is to build a roof in parts, so create one section, copy it onto the other side, and then fill in the middle bit with another roof. Then you want to make that middle section a glass roof. These came with seasons, but I'm pretty sure they're in the base game, so voila! A skylight. Another way starts the same way, but across the bottom you need another roof piece. Getting this all to line up with the main roof can be a bit tricky, but basically fiddle around with it and build it before you actually settle on the size of the house, because you may end up having to move the room sizes around a bit. You end up with something like this, and then you want to fill in that gap with another roof section, but this time make it glass. And again, play around with the height and the roof side lengths with the little arrows, and hold shift to only move in one side if you need to. It won't always fit in perfectly, but making it slightly lower than the normal roof gets it to look like an insert, like a real skylight. And then make sure to fill in all the pieces with wallpaper and line the roof with a trim to make it look something like this when it's done. Don't forget to check out the rest of our videos for more tips and tricks. Did you know if you press shift while using exterior trims that you can have more control over where they go? So instead of wrapping itself around the entire building, it'll only go on this one side here. The same is true for freezers and roof trims. Subscribe for more tips and tricks. And if you want to download any of the buildings you see in any of these shorts, then you can check out my gallery and they're usually on there. We'll see you tomorrow. Here's something that's been floating around for a while, but the best way to make a curvy fence or wall is to put down these round flat foundations in this pattern so that they line up. Simply put on any fence or wall that you like, and then you can pick these base game floors that match the outside grass, or simply fill in the floor here with whatever you want. We can't wait to see what you come up with. Follow for more tips and tricks, and we'll see you tomorrow. Here are a few tips on landscaping for beginners. Using things you may have learned from our other videos, I'll leave them in a playlist down below, but using the Alt key will let you move things off of the grid. Also size plants up and down, and also holding Alt while holding down the left mouse button you can turn objects in many ways, and make them face different angles. Just these three things together will make plants look that much more organic when they're placed more randomly and out of place. Other things you can do are placing things in threes. You see this a lot in nature but also in cultivated gardens, and also using a progression in size, so bigger items at the back, smaller at the front. And lastly, the most underused tool in the game in my opinion are the terrain paints. You can do a lot of things with these using shading to make flower beds, but at the very least just painting underneath the plants with mud will help massively. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next one. Are you sick of these strange looking wood panels in The Sims? Then another more interesting way to do that is to use these lines in the walls from Eco Living. You simply line them up as normal and then use Alt to slot another one over the top. They make a really nice textured wall. Sometimes it's nice just to do a half wall, but if you want to go around windows, then use the basement trick from the fireplace short that we'll link down below, and just slot the windows in around them. Thanks for watching, we'll see you tomorrow. Did you know you can do some pretty interesting things with roofs? If you use these little tags, we'll link relevant videos down below for better control over these. You can see it goes up pretty wide and pretty far. But if you build around this piece here but don't close off the wall, you can slot the roof piece inside and then pull out the panels using these tags to fit the space you want. You can bend them, slant them as much as you like, and the best part is that the platforms won't delete these, so you can build right up to them. We can't wait to see what you come up with, and we'll see you tomorrow. So while we're waiting patiently for cottage living, we've still got plenty of interior decorating to be getting on with, so I thought I'd share my favourite wallpapers for achieving a modern look. Firstly, I only tend to mix about 3 styles within a room. You want a neutral base, a texture, and something interesting to look at. My favourite base is this plastered style from Eco Living, but if you only have base game, then Pure Expressions is a good replacement. Then for the texture, you want a wooden base probably, but you don't have to as long as it's a contrast to the neutral base, so just lighter or darker than what you went with originally. My favourites are these 3 slats from Spa Day, but the Retro Luxe is a good base game wooden texture. I use this one a lot. The third one is a bit trickier. You could do it with a painting or an interesting wallpaper, but you want to use it sparingly and as a background for something, so maybe behind a wall unit. Here is also where you can utilise the wooden slat wall pieces again and make a focal point. Just hold Alt and slide them together. I hope that helped. Check back tomorrow for more tips and tricks. Have you ever been sick of having the same windows inside and out of your builds? If your outside is white and your inside is wood, sometimes these don't match. A no-mod way of kind of fixing this is to delete the wall around the window and then clone it, using the free move shortcuts to line them up just a bit away from the original window. If you need help with those shortcuts, I've put a link to the playlist down below. And then simply change the colour of the window on the inside one. It does flicker a bit if you move it, but you can hide that with curtains or wooden slats. I hope that helped, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have you ever wanted more natural looking steps into the water on your builds? Obviously these aren't functional, but they do look nice. Get this stony goodness slab from the fountain decorations and go down a level to the bottom of the pool. Using the free move cheats, you can find these in our build playlist and graduate them up. It can be fiddly to line them up, but soon you'll have steps. Do some above the water, and you can even build them up to a platform, and soon you'll have a sleek looking pool. If you don't have Spa Day, you could use this diagonal road piece from Get Famous as well. We hope this helps. Like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. In my last video I talked about pool stairs, and then I was building today and realised I forgot to tell you that you can create some really nice looking fountains using the same method. The console commands to move up and down and Alt to free move. It even uses the same Spa Day slab or Get Famous paving stone, but it's even easier as you could just line the inside of a fountain and make it look like a lined edge or steps. I hope this helped. Like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. These are my top 5 suggestions for windows to use in your modern Sims build. Number 5, the quadruple awning. This one looks good next to doors in the entrance in particular. 4th is this base game, Let Them Be More Light. It's a good basic, but it's kind of expensive at 235 simoleons. 3rd are these 1000 word windows from Snowy Escape. These are actually good to mix with the first one on this list, but they're not actually listed as modern, so wouldn't work for points in Dream Home Decorator. 2nd is from the same set, the Worth picture window is more square and cheap and good for those statement side windows. And up first are these Thindos or Infinite windows from Eco Living. They do what the more light windows do, but cheaper and better. I use these in almost every build. Let us know if you disagree in the comments, and we'll see you next time.